Another good morning to all of you. Um, well, it seems like February has been kind of dreary. Not much of anything going on. In fact, you can see there's been a little bit of honey production. Not much. We go right up close to the hives. You can hear the bees are not flying around, which makes sense. It's snowing. So the bees are obviously not really active, and in real life, the bees would not be producing honey at all. They would actually be saving it up for, to use over the winter. And as far as our barn goes, we do have chickens inside. They are laying eggs, as you can see. In fact, yeah, let me just show you with a flashlight. So we got a couple flats there. They're doing all right. It's nice and cold outside. And yeah, they're enjoying themselves. They're kind of doing their thing. Most of them are in the barn just having a good time. I can show you that real quick. So yeah, they're kind of sitting around doing nothing, right? But anyway, I figure it's probably not worthwhile to sit here and wait for work in the middle of February when it's still snowing. Can't mow the grass, can't do anything. So I just want to fast forward time and bring us into March when the farmers actually start to get to seeding and fertilizing, stuff like that. So that's the plan right now. What we're gonna do, we're going to speed up time, and yeah, we'll just let time do its thing, and hopefully we can see you guys back here in March once we actually have some contracts or some work to do. Now, I figure I'm going to lease this spreader, and it is absolutely ridiculous size compared to my M here. Like, it is pretty well as big as my M. But I think I can manage to pull it if I don't fill it up too much. I think I should be okay. And I'm going to use that to do field 2, which is literally just across the road there. So I'm going to hook this thing up. We're going to put a little bit of fertilizer in it, and we're going to send a worker off to take care of that. This side shot really puts into perspective what that unit really looks like, and it looks like this has been planted with corn, I would say. But this is the field we're going to be fertilizing, and you can tell just from the way the tractor steers that it is going to be a struggle, but we're going to try to make the most of this. And I did use my biggest, heaviest tractor for it, and I think this spreader's got a pretty wide swath. So here it goes. Let's see if we have this. Oh yeah, we could have gone much further back. Here, let's bring it past a few more rows. There's no sense in wasting diesel, right? Try this right about here. Oh, that's almost. I think it'll still count. There's 2 rows left out, but I think it'll count. There it is. So yeah, you can tell that that tractor is bouncing on its front end there. It is quite heavy, even without any fertilizer physically being dumped in there. I had to do the work or buy the fertilizer, otherwise this wasn't going to work. So yeah, we'll let them do their thing. We got other stuff we need to take care of. This tractor is off to field 13 to go spray. Field 13 is just over on the left, kind of at the tractor's 10 o'clock there. So this guy's going to be done in just a second. In fact, we can dismiss him already, and we can unfold sprayer because we already know field 13 is right here. And we're going to get just the M to do the spraying, seeing as the sprayer is made for a small tractor anyway. There you go. Off he goes. I had planned on cutting some grass, but you can tell there's still frost in it. It's too white. So if all that frost is in there, that's just going to lead to a bunch of moisture in my hay, and I don't really want that. So we're gonna give it some time, let it dry out. Maybe tomorrow we can cut it down and dry it out nice. But it probably won't work today. It's just too much frost. Oh boy, here we go. We are just about done our field number 2, 99%. That is so nearly done. I'm pretty sure by the time he's at the end of the row, probably not even the entire end of the row, we'll get the notification that it's done. Look at that. See? Completed. And that means we can take this tractor. We will just hop and bounce on back. And we'll go and finish field 13, or at least help our little Super H out. The one that's doing the spraying. By the way, I said before that this was corn. This is definitely not corn. This is potatoes. Hence why the massive ridges in the field that I'm bouncing over. And can I just point out that I've already gone through $27,000 worth of fertilizer, as well as $2,000 worth of wages. So that is pretty huge. And so my net profit so far has only been 55 today. But hopefully by the time we're all done, we can bump that up a little more again. It'd be nice to see our profits go up to about 80,000. That'd be exactly what I'd like to see. You can see that we're about 37% done this field. And so I figure it's probably best to take the M, bring it on over to this field as well, and we'll give the M a hand finishing this all off. Make things go a little quicker, because the longer I have my workers in the field, the more I gotta pay them. So if we can get 2 guys working on the same field, that should make things done a lot quicker. That's at least the theory I'm going with. Alright, I think I gotta scooch myself just a wee bit over. Perhaps like so. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay. Yeah. Why do I get a feeling I did almost the same amount of work in one pass as the poor little sprayer's been doing up till now? Yeah, it is almost the same amount. It's kind of funny. But it's okay. It is perfectly fine. We have the little sprayer for a reason. We need it for the little tractors that we have. And you know what? It's been doing work while the other one was busy on the other field, so it's not like I was just slacking. Well, would you look at that? We just passed the sprayer, and he says he's all done his task. And we have one more little pass to go. So this should be done in just a couple seconds here. I'm gonna scooch the sprayer on off to the side while we wait for that contract to finish up. We can start sending this guy on back home, I would assume. But, well, before we send him home, we're going to actually just park off to the side and make sure that there's not another contract somewhere nearby. Alright, let's go back to our spreader. He's at 96%. Yeah, no, this is pretty well in the bag at this point. There we go. We can collect. And then now let's look at our final tally. 32,000 worth of fertilizer, almost $33,000 worth of fertilizer, and almost 2,500 bucks in wages. So our net profit so far today is 74, which is not bad. 74 is, you know, more than double what our fertilizer cost. But you know, I'm thinking that I'm actually going to take this spreader and bring it on home. I know it's only a lease, but I have a funny feeling that there's going to be more fertilizing happening in the next episode or two. And every time I go and lease this thing, I have to do an initial lease cost. Whereas if I keep it at the yard, I pay a daily lease cost, which is probably not as much as the initial cost. So I'm thinking, you know, at least until summertime, I'll kind of keep this thing handy. So Uh, didn't look like there are any other contracts that were available as of right now. So I think, short of that, all we can do is bring equipment on home now, and then we can pretty well wrap up the episode from there. Just taking a quick glance at the map right now, you can see 13, the one we just finished, is sugar beets, and then number 2 and number 3 are both potato. I honestly don't really have any use for doing potatoes, so that's a couple of huge contracts I won't be able to take a part of. Neither this sugar beet one. At least I'm saying that right now. I don't foresee any good use in that, but what I would like to do is work more on this yard. The old homestead is right here, or was right here. It has since been destroyed and removed, so I'll have to see if I can find a spot, a nice level spot somewhere nearby, maybe over here, where I can put the new home, because there's a bit of a hollow from the old foundation, and I don't know how well I can build there with the landscaping tools we do have. But I will be building a home here sometime, so I'm not always living in that little trailer. And I hope to make a nice bin yard here. In fact, what we can do, why don't we jump on the tractor, yeah, right here, and I can just kind of give you guys a little bit of a view of what we're doing here. So this is the initial driveway that I was thinking of coming in, and right now I'm thinking maybe a couple of bins going this way. We'll leave a nice wide driveway open for the field, and then a couple bins going this way, and then maybe a shed or something up near here. And then obviously there's the homestead, which I'll show you the hollow, and it'll make sense to you guys why I don't want to build a house there. We're just coming up on it right now, so you can kind of see bushes and whatnot where the old homestead used to be. The bushes were planted around the foundation of the home. So, and there's this little hollow here. You can see a bit of gravel and whatnot left over from the previous owner. So I don't foresee a good purpose for having this this little hollow here. So I'm thinking maybe I'll build my home, just on this side of the trees or something. Somewhere where it's not in the way, but yet, still access this driveway and be able to use this yard properly, because there's still a lot of building that has to happen. We're going to put up some bins here, turn it into a bin yard. There will be more animals coming to this yard too, and so altogether I have to just make sure that I properly plan for this stuff. But time will tell how we actually manage to set this all up. While I'm bringing everything on home here, I figure it's a good time to kind of wrap up what we're doing, kind of go over the episode and all that. And yeah, we had a pretty good fertilizing session today. It looks like my tractor could definitely use a wash. I have to see if I can get a pressure washer set up here. I need my fuel tank back as well as a pressure washer, so that should happen in the near future. As far as everything else goes, I'm hopeful there'll be a couple more contracts in this month, seeing as if we can just get our game to load here. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a moment to save. So right now it looks like there's some oats and sunflower can be planted this month yet, and come April there'll be corn and soybeans. So it should prove to be interesting, seeing what our neighbors want done. Hopefully we'll get a couple more contracts here and there. But yeah, I think we'll kind of leave that as is. My tractor's just arriving on home right now, exactly where he was meant to be. Look at that. And speaking of going home, why don't we wish you guys all really well, and yeah, let's hopefully see you guys back here next week. Till then, take care, and we'll see you soon.